I could start another whole charter school with our team easily if we had the finances. And we're fortunate because we actually have some entrepreneurs that believe in our philosophy. They like our traditional American culture, values, and approach. They're actually talking to us right now about how can we duplicate this, because they go to most high schools and nobody even mentions the flag. There's no Pledge of Allegiance. There's no talking about our past history. And not all charters, not all public schools, but they see that just too much and they want to duplicate what we're doing. So I'm hoping they'll come around and help us out. But as far as facilities goes, for instance, I need to expand our K-8 school right now, and we're running out of space. And so that's our biggest challenge coming up here in the next year is where do I move them? Where do I find space for them?
Right. And talking about the kind of rise of the charter school movement in the last 20 years, conversely, what's the situation with the public school system? I mean, how have you seen it change from 50 years ago to now? Is it declining? Or, what's the future for the public school system, do you think?
Great question as far as how has the charter movement affected the public school system?
Yeah, and where do you see the public school system going? I mean, obviously, people want change, or else there wouldn't be a demand for it. So what's going to happen if that change isn't available, I guess is what I'm asking.
Well, just to give you an example, here in our own community, what I have seen, and that was, again, if charter schools were freed up from the education code and given the freedom to experiment and do these things without having meeting after meeting after meeting, somebody comes to me with an idea and I think it's good for kids, run with it. That would never happen in a district school. So what I've seen in our own local district, because we were so successful in drawing students from the public schools here in our town to our independent study program and our traditional classroom program, the school district went out and started an independent study program on on Escondido High School, Orange Glen, San Pasqual. So they built what they call learning communities to keep the kids on their campuses. They said, well, we're losing them to Escondido Charter High School and the other charter school in town. So they passed a bond to build these learning centers. And they've made no bones about it. Our goal is to make sure the kids stay on our campus. They don't go to the charter schools. So that's been a change, and that's good for kids because it is giving those kids on those campuses another opportunity. Do we still get kids from them? Yes, we do. Then on top of that, because we have been fairly successful, they went out for another bond here, and I don't know, $59 million, which I could turn around and build 3 schools for that, but they build 1 school for 800 students, and it's kind of a magnet school. It's going to be for science and technology, and the school board made no bones about it. This was going to be to compete. We want to recapture the charter school students. And so they're opening up next year, 2014. That would not have happened if they didn't have the competition. And again, that's what we were hoping. And I see that happening with a lot of districts and states where because of the competition, they actually have to compete. I see teachers unions actually sponsoring charters. And so a lot of good things are happening. Is it going to take a while? Let's face it, it's been entrenched for a long time, the way we do public education, but as more and more parents, especially younger ones, grow up and understand what the differences is. Holy cow, I have a freedom to choose where my son and daughter are educated. And it's just an incremental thing of educating people. I think that ball is just going to keep rolling.